Okay, we started to talk about incorporating Boolean logic and various tests into our math equations. And so that's what we want to do here, is we want to do that. But before we do that, let's just talk about using functions a little bit. And so I want to be able to use a function. So I've defined a couple functions with these images, and I've got the key parameters for each of the functions defined. So this is obviously as a part of a larger calculation, but I need to create an equation for the function. And so let me first demonstrate using a function. And so between time 0 and time t0, the line here that represents this function can be defined as f at t, so at some time t, and we're going to define that. And that is based on the parameter f0 multiplied by, and we'll open our brackets, and then we go 1 minus t divided by t sub naught. Oh. T sub naught. And we don't bother hitting the equal sign because we don't have t defined. So this could be for any value t. It will return a number based on that calculation. So for example, off to the right, so left to right, top to bottom, f, and let's say we choose some time between 0 and 100 milliseconds. So let's say 25 milliseconds, and we hit the equal sign, you see that it returns a value. Let's change that to kilonewtons. Sorry, kilonewtons. And we get 7.5 kilonewtons. So at time, so 1/4 of the way along here, it is 1/4 down the slope, so down at 7.5 kilonewtons. So functions are really useful because they're very flexible in our calculations. But quite often, as we see here, they're not quite that simple. In this case, we have a multi-domain function, so it is defined by one equation between time t equals 0 and time t0 equals t0, and a different equation or a different constant after that time. So what I want to do is to incorporate the Boolean logic to allow me to define the equation over the full range. And so let me get rid of these. And I'm going to use a if block. Now, if block came a little bit later, so we can do these a couple different ways. We can do it in line, and we can do it with a block. I like the block because it's very visual, and you can very quickly see that you have a multi-domain function and what those domains are. So let me just create it here. So we start the same way. F at t is equal to, and I'm going to go up to the Math tab, over to Programming, and I'm going to choose if, and it sets up the if block. So the first thing I have to do is to define the first domain. So if my time, I'm going to go pick up an operator from here. So I'm going to choose less than or equals to, and put in t0, so t subscript 0, and then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put in my function. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign that function to a temporary placeholder, or f. And so we're going to go f, and then I'm going to go up to my programming, and I'm going to use, you see here, it's called a local assignment. So it'll be forgotten after we get out of the f block, or the if block. So we're going to assign that based on the equation that we used before. So I'll just quickly put that in because we've already seen that. Okay. And that's great, but we don't want to stop there, because if it's not less than, or if t is not less than or equal to t0, we want to give it a value of 0. And so what I'm going to do is go back up to Programming and say else, and you see it extends that block very visually, very easy to see. And in this case, we want f to adopt, Programming, a value equal to 0, and I'm going to give it the units so that it stays compatible with everything else we do. And we're going to end it there. And we can test this to see if it's doing what we want. So easiest thing to do is to just go f at, I think what we look at, 25 milliseconds the last time. And we hit our equals and put it into kilonewtons. And we get 7.5 kilonewtons as we got before. That's great. But where this is more valuable, or even better than the last time, is now let's say we choose something outside the initial domain, so 125 milliseconds. We hit our equal sign, and it returns a value of 0. And it doesn't continue that equation. If we had done it before, it would have given us a negative number moving on. So this is a great way to define a multi-domain function. Now, I do very quickly just want to show it to you in line. And so let's do that. So we go F at T, define, and in this case, I'm just going to type if, too many Fs, and you see it converts it, and now we see that it's logic because it's changed the formatting of it. And now we're just going to create a multi-step thing. So the first thing I need to do is to give it the requirements. So T, again, less than or equal to T sub naught. And if that is true, it's going to return a value of this equation. I'm just going to go up and copy it and paste it in here. And then when I hit my comma, that's the equivalent of the else. It's going to give a value of 0 kilonewtons. And so that's the entirety of our equation. You see, so it's much more compact, but the logic of what it is saying is not necessarily as obvious. So depending on how the people looking at your calculations, how familiar they are with Mathcad, they may or may not be able to follow what's going on here. But we should be able to see if this works. It should work exactly the same. If I just copy and paste those down here, and we see we get the same numbers. And they're taking, you see it's redefined here with the green box around it, and so that's working in exactly the same way. And here's just another example of how you could do it again. So in this case, I'm going to get a little bit more imaginative in getting through all three domains. So we have, it's a resistance function, so it goes linear elastic up to the maximum resistance, and it stays at a plateau or at a constant value after that. And at some value x max, being a displacement, it's going to be broken and stop. So I'm going to, just for fun, I'm going to incorporate all of that into our equation. So I'm going to start with r at x and define it and put in our if block. And so in this case, I'm going to start with our x is less than or equal to, pick it up from our operators. And in this case, it's x elastic. So this is that first linear portion of the curve. And so we have to define that. And that is defined, we'll assign it to r. Programming. And we can do that with r sub u divided by x elastic, right over run, there's the slope, and we multiply that by x, and that gives us that. And then what I want to do is I'm going to put else if, and I'm going to start with x is greater than, I can just use x max, and so I'm going to do the other extreme, go down in here, and in this case, if it's greater than x max, we know that it's broken, so I'm just going to assign it to r as a string, and so we're going to temporarily assign it as broken, and go outside, and now I can finish this off with my else. And for the remainder of the undefined area, it's always going to be the constant value of the plateau. And so I'm going to assign it here, and it will assume a value of r sub u. So let's check out and see if we've managed to do that right. So let's choose a few different values that we might do. So r at, say, 20 millimeters. And again, we're going to go to kilonewtons. And so that looks decent. So it's below r sub u, some value. So we're 20 millimeters up. And so that's looking good. Let's choose a value that's on the plateau itself. And so x elastic is 40. So let's say 60 millimeters. So r at 60 millimeters. And so if this is working right, we should be returning a value equal to R sub u. So R sub u is 2.196.8, and this is 2.197 kilonewtons, and it's just rounded off. It's actually carrying the decimals, but you're not seeing it. And then finally, let's choose some value beyond X max. And so X max is 80 millimeters. Let's try 90 millimeters. And choose equal, and it recognized that it is broken. Now, keep in mind that if you were doing further calculations based on these and you were putting in values for R, once it's assigned a string, it would choke on that calculation, but that's okay because it's broken. Probably shouldn't be doing more calculations. So that's how we use functions and multi-domain functions using both the if block and the if statement. And so that's really useful. Now, we can go ahead and graph these. So come back for the next video and I'll show you how to graph these.